Will Brown joins us every Monday here on Big Board Sports. Albany men's basketball coach off a very impressive win over UMBC yesterday afternoon at CEFCU Arena, and no one would have predicted an 83-39 final. UMBC came in 4-1 and number 2 in conference play. The head coach is Will Brown and joins us, as always, here on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio, which is your home for Albany men's basketball. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Raj. What's going on?
Too much, man. I tell you what, I walked into CEFCU figuring this was going to be a good one. Had confidence that your team would win, but I thought it would be a competitive game. And you just, to me, you put forth your best performance start to finish of the season. Would you agree?
Yeah, I thought we were ready to play, great energy and enthusiasm. And the biggest thing is we sustained it. I thought we were really good for long stretches, especially on the defensive end against a team that's very difficult to guard. They came into the game leading the nation in, three-pointers made, and they had the leading scorer in the league in Lyles, who's very difficult to guard, and they lead our league in steals defensively, so they're disruptive defensively as well. And they had been playing well, and I thought our guys were focused, ready to go. And it started with our defense, and we rebounded well, and then on the offensive side, we really shared the ball.
Yeah, and there was look, this is a UMBC team that makes 12 threes a game. They were 2 for 20 from three-point range last night. Lyles ended up with 14, but really a good job on him. And then dominating on the boards at 40-23, points in the paint 44-30. And here's one, 31 points off turnovers.
Yeah, well, I thought we did a really good job making Lyles play in a crowd for most of the game. It's difficult when the game, when the score is as lopsided as it was the final 10 minutes of the game. He just played 1-on-5 and ended up getting some buckets. And, but I thought overall for the majority of the game, especially when it was close, we did a great job making him play in a crowd. And our transition defense was very important. We didn't give them many looks in transition, so we forced them to run their offense 5-on-5, and we were determined to have them take contested twos. That was our goal. We don't want to give up easy twos, but sometimes you're going to give up an easy two here or there just because you're so focused on taking away their strength, which was, the three-point line. So, but I thought, again, we did a good job, and I thought Foster and Clark off the bench were outstanding. And, we just got to keep plugging away and build off it.
Well, we talked before the game how David's been struggling from the field, and he comes out, hits all 5 of his three-point attempts, had 17 points. How important is he to get back on track, especially as your point guard, and to be able to control the offense?
Well, he's probably the key. When he plays well, it's going to be very difficult to beat us just because he puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses. And if he's making shots, it opens up driving lanes. It really helps Joe and it helps Travis. So he's a returning first-team all-conference player and was our leading scorer a year ago. And he's had to deal with some adversity this year. He just needs to relax. And I was more impressed. I know he made shots yesterday, but I was more impressed with, him running the show, not turning the ball over, not being bothered by Mora's constant pressure. And he was really good defensively on Mora. Thought he kept him out of the lane, really didn't give him any clean looks from three. What I've been talking to David about, worry less about your shot and, do other things. Even though I think the next shot's always going in, there's so many other things that he can do. He's so quick and athletic where he can be a pest defensively. He can get into the lane and get to the free throw line. That's something that we want him to do more. He spends a lot of time driving the ball and avoiding contact. We want him to embrace contact and get to the line and shoot some free throws, and maybe that gets him going from the perimeter because he's getting some free throws, some confidence in his stroke, seeing the ball go through the hoop. But he's too good to worry about the next shot or, what he's shooting from the floor. But I will say this team heading into the year was built around David and Joe, and deservingly so. And the fact that we knew Travis, how good Travis was, and he was going to play extended minutes, and the fact that how Devontae finished last year, especially offensively, we know what he does defensively. So that's why there was so much excitement. And as you guys are well aware, David has struggled mightily shooting the ball. Devontae's really struggling shooting the ball from the perimeter. So when you're dealing with that, in the meantime, you better make sure that your defense and your rebounding is consistent and at a high level. And we have allowed our offense to determine how we're going to defend. And, that can't happen. We have to be able to get multiple stops regardless of if the ball's going through the net or not for us. And so we're a work in progress in that regard. But I think, yesterday's outing was positive, step in the right direction against a team that's been playing really well, and it has proven to be the most difficult team in our league to guard. So, happy with our effort. I want us to build off it and put multiple efforts together.
Will, Joe Cremo went out late in that second half, or midway through, rather. Is there an update today on how his ankle's feeling?
Yeah, it's sore, swollen, won't practice today. We'll see if he can do anything tomorrow. But as of now, after seeing our trainer this morning, talking to Joe last night and this morning, I told our trainer that he's not practicing today, probably won't practice tomorrow, and we'll see if he's going to be able to go on Wednesday, because we have to look. We can't just look short term. We got to play again on Saturday, and we want to make sure we get him back healthy. We don't want this to be something that's nagging, but he'll definitely be out today, most likely tomorrow, with the hope that he can go on Wednesday. There's some swelling in there, not too bad, but we want to be cautious and careful, and make sure that it might hurt us for a game or two, but we don't want it to hurt us for the rest of conference play.
Well, you get a big one on Wednesday night. It's always a rivalry matchup. Two really good teams. We have fun going to Burlington. What's your thoughts on your matchup with Vermont on Wednesday?
Yeah, I think obviously this is probably a dumb statement, but they're really good, and I think everybody knows that. They haven't lost a conference game in a long time. It's a veteran team. They start a fifth-year senior and a senior up front. They have a senior point guard who's the reigning player of the year in our league. They've got a fourth-year junior in Duncan at the off guard, and then a third-year sophomore in Duncan's brother on the wing. First guard and first big off the bench of seniors. So veteran team, accustomed to winning, don't lose very often. At home, well coached. I think the thing that sticks out most about Vermont is they do not beat themselves. They know who they are. They don't waver from what they do. Don't beat themselves, and they play unselfish on both ends. We know that they're going to really do a good job of crowding / doubling David and Joe. So I think it's a game where guys like Devontae and Ahmad are going to have to step up and make some shots. I'm anxious to see how they defend Travis. Travis played extended minutes in a championship game last year and really caused problems for them. But it's one of those things. You know how it is up there. They have such great crowd support, and it's a tough place to play. The game is close. It's close. Vermont goes on one of those 10-2 or 12-2 runs. The place erupts like they've won a national title, and a lot of teams fold when that happens. I think the biggest thing is when Vermont makes a run, it can't be too big of a run, and then you have to turn around and make a run right back at them. I'd be very shocked if we're not excited to play. I'd be very shocked if we don't play well. I do think that at some point they got to lose, right? in league play, and you know, I know our staff's going to embrace going up there to play. I would think my veterans would embrace it, but we have to stay poised, and we're going to need another really good defensive effort and rebounding effort if we're going to have a shot to win this game.
I will. Before I let you go, though, the biggest shot. You're just looking at Twitter right now, and a guy's retweeted and posted the shot and the call of Nick Fruscio yesterday, and I talked to his dad last night because one of his players might be honored on our new Channel 13 All-Star team perhaps this week. But how about the bucket by Nick Fruscio? What a great move he made, the walk-on from Albany Academy, and then the reaction from your bench.
Yeah, you know, I think with Nick, he's an awesome kid. As everybody knows, he's a coach's son. If you watch him on the bench, it's all about energy. He's an unbelievable teammate, and obviously he's a fan favorite. And you know, what I was impressed with last night is when he went in, the first time he touched the ball, everybody's screaming for him to shoot it, and you know, he just reversed it, got it to an open guy, and you know, he's the best. I mean, he really is. He's a really, really good kid from a good family, tremendous teammate. Our guys love him, and I think, you know, him getting that basket and you watching the reaction of the guys on our bench, I think that says it all about what they think of Nick as a person and a teammate, and the excitement that they had for Nick. And, you know, that's what player development's all about, Raj, that floater off the backboard late in the game.
That's great. Well, the Twitter view, it's got 2,206 views on Twitter, so somebody is liking and loving on
He's trending nationwide.
Oh, my God.
By the end of the day, it might be worldwide.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. All right, we'll see you later on this afternoon with the TV Coaches Show at Mohawk Honda, and then, of course, we'll see you up in Burlington on Wednesday.
So you threw me a curveball today. It's the Silver Fox and the Bald Eagle. Since Scalarbini's the Red Mamba, I had to come up with a new nickname for Honorado. I figured the Red Baron would be good.
Well,
the Red Baron's nowhere to be found today.
Well, you're going to run into him. The reason he's not on this show is because of your TV Coaches Show. We've got to get a jump on getting video and interviews done before we go and interview you later on today. So Chris and Ashley are busy with Albany men's basketball, and that's the reason that I said Honorado is on assignment this morning.
On assignment.
He's on assignment at SEFQ with you. So there you go.
Well, I should have probably known that.
Yeah, you probably should have, but that's all right. I'll see you at 3:30 today.
All right, and check your email. You got a schedule for February.
Yeah, I saw it. I already sent it out.
All right, you guys have a good one. See you later.
Thanks, Will. It's Will Brown.